Bro, you can't just say that kind of stuff about black people. That's
Bro,
not okay.
I don't even
right.
play with you like that. I did not say anything.
Hello, welcome back to the No Dumping Podcast. I think, dude, I don't even know what episode this is.
I do.
Do you know what episode number it is?
No, but I think I have a good guess. 16?
Dude, definitely not. I want to say it's like
15. It's definitely right
No, I think it's 13.
No way.
Surely.
No.
Look it up.
You had to have hit 13.
Open up our channel. I'm pretty
I
sure
can't.
it's 13.
I can't.
I'm pretty sure this is episode 13. If I'm wrong, I'm kind of stupid.
Oh well, we'll figure it out once we publish.
Anyway, welcome back, guys. It has been a minute. We took a break, kind of over Christmas and over New Year's. We took a bit of a break so that we all can kind of pull ourselves together and, you know, get a rest so that we can actually be
together.
Yeah, we took a bit of a rest so that we can try to be funny for you guys.
How's that working?
It was a good break, honestly. I enjoyed don't get me wrong, this podcast is one of my favorite things on the planet to do, but it was nice to take a break from it for a minute.
True. Very
People
true.
are definitely going to hear that.
Well, then stop doing it.
Okay, shut the frick up. Don't tell me what to do. Landon, what have you been up to? Yeah, take a sip of that.
Let's see.
Nice.
I got the flu right before Christmas.
Yuck.
Yeah. And then I had my girlfriend over for Christmas Eve. Then she went out to Florida. Then right after the flu, I developed a sinus infection.
God, you are just a honing device for sickness.
disease.
God.
Yeah.
First, your heart starts cramping out on you, and then you had seizures and strokes,
Seizures and strokes.
and then you get the flu and a sinus infection.
No. I got the flu, and then once the flu moved out, the sinus infection took up right after it.
Bro, kill yourself.
And then let's see. I was supposed to go back to school, but then snow happened, so I got an extra week off school.
Dude, snow is always the best.
Yeah, we
I'm not
love
in
snow.
school anymore, but I remember back in the day, sitting there early in the morning watching all the news apps, be like, such and such county is out, and you're like, frick yeah.
You're like, close me out. So that happened, and then, oh yeah, I guess I can just give my news now.
Yeah, bro. So we were in the car ride over from a friend's house. We were watching a movie, Landon's girlfriend's house, and Landon sprung up on me that he's got an announcement to make. So,
Yeah.
Landon, go ahead and make your announcement, buddy.
So I'm not going to say the name of the place because I don't want people to know where I live or where I'm close to, but I got accepted to a college,
Oh?
and I'll actually be moving out of my house in 7 months and moving into a dorm on campus.
Dang, bro. Moving
Yeah.
up.
Yeah.
Is it nearby?
You can edit it out, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's Marable College.
Oh.
They accepted me.
Bro, that is
Yeah.
sick.
Yeah.
I'm so happy for you, man.
So then I'll
Gonna get some college parties, get some college girls.
I'll have a roommate and everything. Be moved out of my house on in August.
Shoot, son.
Yeah, be moving.
Whoa, you're moving that soon? So
Well, the fall semester starts in September.
So let me ask you this, because I went through this and I want to hear your feelings about it. How does this feel that this is your last summer as a kid?
I don't know, because I've been this has happened, so we can talk about this for a minute. So right before school started up, I faded into this I don't want to say midlife crisis, but definitely a crisis of some sort.
Crisis enough.
One night, and it sprung on me too. It made me so sad. One night, I'm laying in my bed watching. I think I was actually watching Markiplier's playthrough of Security Breach.
Fantastic playthrough, by the way.
Yeah, great job. Reach out to me. Anyways, and then it just hits me out of nowhere. Oh no, I wasn't watching. I had finished it, and I was watching the movie we were watching tonight.
Oh, the third one?
No.
Oh, you were watching the
musical.
Boom.
Yeah. And then after it all ended, I sat up and I was like, I haven't accomplished anything in my life.
Yep, let that sink in.
So then I was sitting there, I was like, I'm about to graduate high school, and all I'm going to have to show for my 18 years of being on this planet is a little piece of paper that says, you wasted 12 years of your life doing nothing. And then I was like, I play guitar. I've never written a song. I'm a writer, and I've never written a book. I was like, I haven't even started one. I was like, all I've got is a little diploma, uniforms that I'll never wear again, and now a crisis that I'm still dealing with. Like, whenever it gets quiet, whenever it gets quiet and I'm alone, I'm literally just like, I have nothing to show for my life. Like, if I was to die right now, the only accomplishment that they could probably show is a little diploma that says he made it.
Yeah, you know what's even worse is all of the things that you said, and you were like, oh, I play guitar, but I've never written a song. I'm a writer, and I've never written a book. Where I'm at now is I play guitar, and I've written half of a song, and I write, and I've only written the first 2 chapters of a book.
It's just like,
I'd rather be in your position and haven't done it yet than just not finished.
It's just life just moves so fast without you realizing.
It sucks, I know.
When you're in like middle school into like your maybe sophomore year, unless you're like one of those kids that has like the perfect 4.0 GPA and you're all about making life what you want it to be.
Yeah.
You're not thinking about it. You know, you're going out, you're smashing pumpkins, you're having fun with your friends, and then one day you just sit up and you're like, I have nothing to show for my life.
You have a podcast to show for your life?
13 episodes.
It's a milestone.
So yeah, and it's still hitting me because now I'm like, well, now what do I have? An acceptance letter. What am I gonna have after that? A little degree. Like, it's
diploma.
it's just
Degree.
pieces of paper. Like, I haven't accomplished anything.
Yeah.
Which I think once I graduate college, I'll probably feel like I've accomplished something, but it's still not something that like I want to do. Like, I want to write a song. I would love to write a book. But like,
we should write a song. Me and you should write a theme song for
a theme song for
the podcast. That'd be sick.
Okay.
Me and you should sit down and figure that out one day. That'd actually be kind of dope to open up with a song that we wrote.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, I wrote 2 chapters of a book that I was really passionate about. I say 2 chapters. I could split it up and I could split up the 2 chapters that I've written and make them more, just the sheer amount of how long these chapters are. I wrote the beginning of a book called The Long Dark, and the first chapter, it took me 4 years to write the first chapter.
Jeez.
So I could split, and then the second chapter, I dabble with every now and then. I still have the storyline, and I still have where I would like the storyline to go. I just I'm too lazy to keep doing it.
Yeah. And then
I I don't know if you've ever read like the first chapter of the book that I started writing, but it's I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but a few people have told me that's actually really good, and that's why I kept going with it.
Mm-hmm.
But I graduated, and then I kind of forgot about it.
Well, it's 2 more things on this topic, unless we continue it. But
no, go ahead.
One thing, well, I'll mention first, just as a little thing to insert here, is something I didn't know is you can get published through Amazon for free.
Oh yeah, no,
they just take some of your profit.
Amazon does not care.
Yeah, so
good old Bezos up there on his golden throne.
Actually, he's not even the number 1 richest anymore.
Is he really not?
Elon took his throne.
Of course he did.
Anyways, but it made me even more sad because I was like, I think I've shared this with you. I might have even shared it on the podcast that one of my biggest fears is being forgotten after I'm gone.
Oh yeah, no, you have.
So I looked up. I was like,
who are you again?
Anyways, I looked up the greats, right? I was like, when did these people start doing what they do? And then I just saw all these things like Mozart and Beethoven were composing when they were 9.
Yeah, but
freaking Elon and the Facebook guy were skipping grades and getting into college early, going to Harvard, skipping grades.
Have you seen the documentary about the founding of Facebook?
The Social Network?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really good.
It's it wasn't his idea.
Yeah.
He stole it from his roommate. I'd believe it.
He was still stealing. He still was having the opportunity to steal things.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And I'm just all of these great men that have that are remembered or going to be remembered started way before me.
Oh yeah.
It's I'm 18 and I've done nothing.
I feel like another reason that at least a lot of the people that graduate from the same school that me and you are from, is it's so small in comparison. Like, the whole school has a population of like 500 kids, and then
200.
200? Are you kidding?
No, 200 kids.
Including daycare?
No, from kindergarten to 12th grade is 200 kids.
Oh my God.
Well, give or take.
Anyway, and then right down the road, you've got Willie B. That's got literally
that many in a class.
That's got
that many or more will probably graduate this year.
201 class, and the overall school has like 2,100 students.
Yeah. Like, people have this misconception that like private school is more exclusive or like higher.
Not necessarily private schools, like not our private school.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying
like what's that one really, really top-notch private school in Knoxville? It's like KCS or something like that.
No. Concord? Or the STEM school up there? Is that what you're talking about?
I'm talking about the school that Blaine, you know Blaine, right?
Mm-hmm.
Gorgeous man.
Cousin.
He's our cousin. He graduated from there. And it's like great. I think it's like $3,000 tuition.
No, what I mean is, like, I've talked to people and they're like barbers of mine, for instance.
Oh yeah.
And they're like, "Where do you go to school?" And I tell them, and they're like, "Oh, you must be pretty well off." And I'm like, "No." And they were like,
"No."
"Well, you must be getting a good education." And I'm like, "Yeah, I guess."
A good education? Are you kidding me? My Spanish teacher for 2 years was an English major.
For real. Well, we have a new Spanish teacher now. But.
Literally, I took Spanish 1 and Spanish 2. 2 years of a language. Did not learn a single thing.
It's just, I don't know. I just feel empty. I'm like,
it'll go away.
You've wasted 12 years.
No, I promise. That feeling will go away. It'll go away, and then 2 years down the road, where you're where I am, I've been out of high school for 2 years now.
Mm-hmm.
That feeling that you're feeling right now, the emptiness will go away. And then the feeling that comes after that is the feeling...
existential dread.
Is the feeling of, I absolutely hate what I'm doing right now. I'm like, this...
the I'm not where I want to be feeling.
I want to be somewhere else, and this is not where I want to be right now. So, like, I got that feeling, like, a few weeks ago, where I woke up one morning, because I work a construction job, woke up one morning and my back was in, like, I'm 19 years old, and I woke up with the back of a 60-year-old with arthritis. I woke up that morning, friggin' 6 o'clock in the morning, sun's not even up yet, which is godforsaken. No one should be up before the sun. Like, I vote that they should make a law where no one should be up before the sun's up. All right?
If you are, you're dead. You're done.
So, like, 6 o'clock in the morning, sun's not even up. I literally crawl out of bed, and I stand up. My back is shooting with pain, and I'm like, I freaking hate this. I hate my life right now. I don't want to work in construction the rest of my life. I'm actually supposed to be meeting with someone about getting a new job soon. A job to where it'll probably still be the same hours, but I won't be killing myself every day at a construction job, which would be way better. You know what would be, top tier? You know, it would be Super Pog Champ.
What would be Super Pog Champ?
If this channel took off and this could be my job.
Yeah, we wish.
I literally, I'm not even kidding. It's like, for those of you who don't know, I believe in God. I literally pray to God every night that this podcast takes off and that, my Twitch stream takes off, so that my job could be entertaining.
Yeah.
Because, from a very young age, I've always been I gotta be the funniest in the room. Is not necessarily I crave to be the center of attention or anything.
Yeah. But you just want to be entertaining.
It's I want to be entertaining and I want to entertain.
Yeah.
And entertaining is my dream job. So.
Be a stripper.
I could. But so guys, if you want to make one more person's dream come true, hit us up on that Patreon at patreon.com /NoDumpingCast. Merch. Merch is out. There are actually some pretty sick hoodies and some pretty sick hats that you can get. Backpacks, stickers, COVID masks if you still wear those.
If you ever wore those.
So like, you can hit us up at spreadshirt.com at No Dumping Cast. The link will be in the description below. Go show us some love. Get some Violators Will Be Prosecuted merch. It's pretty sick.
I definitely thought you said vibrators. Anyways, and if you want to help me, message me about what my purpose in life is, because you probably know more than I do. So,
anyways, gosh, this is a freaking nightmare, isn't it?
My mind's never hurt this much in my life.
Maybe I can. Maybe this will get your mind off some stuff later, and then we can watch Johnny Knoxville torture his friends for an hour after the podcast. Anyway, so recently, I don't really believe in New Year's resolutions at all. Mm-hmm. Neither do you. I think they're stupid. Because people always end up never completing them. But
you should always throughout your entire year be trying to better yourself, not just because you're going into a new one.
But one thing that I said that I was going to do in 2022 was I said that I was going to not necessarily work less, as in like it's like, oh, it's like I don't feel like going to work. Yeah. I'm not going to go to work today. That's not what I'm saying when I said I'm like I want to work less and experience more. Mm-hmm. This year, my goal, I guess you could call it, is I am like head over heels going and doing stuff with friends, going on trips, going and seeing stuff that I've never seen before, doing stuff that I've never done before. And the first one that the first expedition, I guess you could call it, that we did, it was me, Christian, Keaton, Logan, and George. Mm-hmm. We all went snowboarding. You were supposed to be there with us, but you got sick, which was kind of a bummer.
Very unfortunate.
It was unfortunate, but still kind of a pussy move because I was sick the day that we left.
Whatever.
So this was last week. Yeah, it was last week. Wow.
Yeah.
It feels a lot longer ago, like further back than last week. But last week I worked Monday and Tuesday, and the plan, like I was supposed to work Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then me and the guys were gonna leave and be gone Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Mm-hmm. Monday at work, I felt fine. It was just a normal day at work. I mean, the only pain that I felt was the normal pains of having a construction job.
Yeah.
Tuesday, however, the first half of the day felt great. Mm-hmm. Felt absolutely great. Me and my coworkers, Josh and Ronald, we took lunch at Firehouse Subs.
I love that place.
It's a pretty good sub shop.
Shout out.
Pretty good. Even though Jersey Mike's is top tier.
Subway, you suck.
Subway, you can suck my balls. But so, and after lunch, so like normally our lunch is an hour long. Mm-hmm. So the first 30 minutes we're sitting at Firehouse eating. The next 30 minutes, me, Ronald, and Josh, my coworkers, were sitting in my car just chilling. Right?
Yeah.
And like I'm sitting there, I've got the seat warmers on because it's freaking. It's like 23 degrees outside. So we're sitting in there. It's all warm and cozy. I've got my big jacket on. Like, you know when you sit for a minute and you start to get tired? Mm-hmm. I thought that's what it was. So I was like, oh, man, I've been sitting down for too long. I got to get up or the rest of this day is going to suck because I'm going to be tired. So I get up, go back inside. I didn't start working yet because I was technically still on break. I was just like getting up and walking around. Mm-hmm. Got up and walked around. My head felt horrible. I looked over at Josh and I was like, dude, I think I'm getting sick. And he was like, are you serious? And I was like, yeah. It's like I've got like cold sweats right now. Like the apartment that we were remodeling, it was like 75 degrees in the apartment. I was freezing. Sheesh. All right. I had a hat on, I had my winter coat on, I had gloves on, I had thermal unders on, and I was freezing. So I was like, yeah, like Josh, Ronald, you might want to stay away from me. Pretty sure I'm getting sick right now because I'm freezing and it's like you guys are sweating. You guys are taking off clothes. I'm putting on more clothes and like something's wrong.
Yeah.
By the end of the day, like I left early and normally I leave at 5 o'clock. I left at 4:30 that day. Got home. My back felt like someone was ripping it in half. Like my lower back was like throbbing pain. I get home. I'm sitting in my room and I'm like, Dad, I think I'm sick. Is like, can you like run to the store, get me some Powerades or something? It's like maybe I'm just like really dehydrated and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I ate some ramen noodles when I got home. Big mistake. Ate some ramen noodles. 20 minutes later, started feeling nauseous, and I was like, this isn't good. Run to the bathroom. I tried to run to the bathroom. My stepbrother Chandler is taking a shower. So the door's locked, and I'm like, puke is coming. All right, like you can feel it building up, and like it's at like the base of my throat. Like puke is coming, and I'm sitting there. I'm banging on the door. I'm like, Taylor, and my dad was like, Eric, are you okay? And I was like, no, I'm about to vomit, and if I don't find a sink, a toilet, or something, it's going all over the hallway. And my dad was like, I guess you can go use my bathroom. I haul tail into my dad's bathroom. I'm wearing my robe.
Yeah.
I'm wearing my robe and boxers under my robe. It's pretty much naked. Run in, bend over the toilet, and just start projectile vomiting ramen noodles right into the toilet. I'm like, and then it got to the point to where there was nothing left in my stomach, and I was just heaving. I was just going, ha, ha, ha. And so, and then my dad's like, he walks in, he got me like a cup of water. Like my dad, like it was like my dad is not really like a very like, he's a like kind of when it comes to showing affection, he's kind of not necessarily distant, but he's not like.
Yeah, it's not like in your face.
Yeah, he's not all up in your face, but like whenever, like one thing that I can say about my dad is whenever I'm sick, like that dude will take care of me like there's no tomorrow. So like I'm still sitting over here, you know, I'm like forearm propped up on the toilet.
Yeah.
I've got my head on my forearm over the toilet.
the kill me now phase.
Yeah, so it's like knees on, like I'm literally a broken man right here in front of God and everybody. My dad, he brings me a cup of water. He brings me some ibuprofen, some nausea medicine, and like you know puke dripping from my chin. I look up and I'm like, thank you. So you know I get done heaving and throwing up nothing. Take enough medicine to kill somebody. Come back to my room. Call in like Wednesday. Like I called my boss that night, Tuesday night, and I was like, listen, I'm having a night from hell right now. It was like there's no way I'm making it in tomorrow. And in the back of my head, I was like, if I can't go in tomorrow, there's no way I'm going on my trip this weekend because we were supposed to leave on Thursday to go to our Airbnb.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there and I'm like, there's no freaking way. It was like, I am sicker than a dog right now. I'm not going to be able to go. So I'm sad, I'm sick, I'm depressed, I'm shivering, I'm on fire. This is like the worst.
Yeah.
Like I'm sitting here in torture in my room watching Arcane on my TV.
That's
Great
so
show,
good.
by the way.
So good.
Watching Arcane on my TV, just literally wishing that someone would put a bullet in between my eyes. Wednesday morning, I wake up. I feel like trash. You know it's bad when it's 10:30 in the morning and you pop more NyQuil. Like 10:30 in the morning, I wake up. Like literally, I woke up and I was like, nah. Took some NyQuil, went right back to sleep. Slept until 7:30 at night. So like woke up at 10:30, slept until 7:30. I hadn't eaten anything all day. I wake up at 7:30. I'm pretty sure Mesa or Bella was like over here doing something. I don't know. They pop in every now and then, so it wasn't like an occurrence that doesn't happen often. So like I was feeling better. I walk out. I made some chicken soup for myself, and then came back into my room, and I was like, I'm going on this trip. I was like, it's my goal for the year to work less and experience more. I'm going on this trip. Yeah. I don't care what it takes. So that night, I took more NyQuil, went to sleep. No. That night, I went to Christian's.
Yeah.
That night, I went, like, Wednesday night. So I popped a Dayquil. I popped some Dayquil right before I left. So 7:30, I'm packing up my stuff. I throw my snowboard in the car, throw all of my bags in the car. I'm still like the pain in my back went away, but I was still feeling like a head cold, like normally how a sinus infection would feel.
Yeah.
Just like not good, not feeling good. Get in the car. I'm driving to Knoxville. The Dayquil kicks in. I feel like $1 million. Like halfway to Knoxville, the Dayquil kicks in, and I'm hyper. I'm like blasting music in the car. My headache's gone. So my headache was gone for the first time in 2 days. So I was like, frick yeah. I was like, let's go. I was like, I'm ready for this trip. Get to Christian's house. I'm hanging out with Christian and George because Logan and Keaton were going to meet us the next morning.
Yeah.
So it's me, Christian, and George. I don't think that we did anything that night. I think when I showed up, his sister Brianna had some friends over and they were watching Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark in the living room. So I sat in, I watched a little bit of the movie. I've already seen it before, so I wasn't just fully intently watching. So I watched a little bit of that movie with him, went upstairs, watched Christian play Demon Souls, which was actually pretty entertaining.
Yeah.
And we went to sleep. I woke up sweating, profusely. Because I went to sleep in a pair of joggers, and no socks, no shirt, just joggers.
Yeah.
And I woke up sweating, like nasty sweat. You know that sweat when you wake up and the back of your hair on the back of your head is soaked. Yeah, that kind of sweat. I wake up and I'm sitting there. And I was like, oh no. I was like, the medicine's wearing off. I was like, I got to do something. I didn't have any medicine on me. So, 4 o'clock in the morning, I'm running down to the farmer's kitchen, raiding their pantries for any medicine that they have because I cannot let I can't let anyone know that I'm sick.
Yeah.
Because if they know that I'm sick, it's going to put a damper on the trip. So I find some medicine at the farmer's house. I take some medicine. I go back to sleep. Wake up the next morning. We pack the car. Keaton and Logan show up. We pack the car. We take pictures in front of the car. As you do, because it looked pretty cool. We looked like we knew what we were doing because it was all snowboard and ski gear on the rack on top.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. So it looked cool. So we all took pictures. I was wearing your straw hat that you left in my car.
Yeah.
I was wearing a beanie and the straw hat over the beanie. And then George was wearing a beanie and a cowboy hat, and then Christian was also wearing a cowboy hat. We get into the car. I was driving because I was the only one who knew where the Airbnb was.
Yeah.
And the car that we took, it has working speakers, but there's no Bluetooth capabilities or anything.
Yeah.
So Christian had this big boom box, Bluetooth boom box, sitting on the armrest in between me and him in the front seat, and he was blasting that sucker. I'm pretty sure I have
hearing loss
in my right ear because of how loud this crap was.
Yeah.
Blasting music. We're all losing our minds laughing on the way there. Christian pressed hammed 4 cars and then just straight up rolled down the window, stuck his whole butt out the window to 3 more cars after that. And we're in a Chevy Tahoe.
Yeah.
Big car, big boy car. I'm driving this thing. I feel like I've got a freaking 12-inch penis. I'm driving this thing. Christian's sticking his butt out the window. Do you know how hard it is to run away from someone in a Chevy Tahoe? Very hard.
Someone trying to follow you?
Yeah, because Christian would press ham someone or just full on moon someone, and I would put the pedal to the floor, and then it would just go. And then it would, the back end would tip down, and it would just barely pass them and get up. I had that Tahoe going 115 down the highway at one point. Anyway, so we're laughing, we're having a good time. Logan and Keaton are in the back seat cracking jokes. George was in the back seat acting like he was masturbating the whole time. So George is in the back seat, and then we were 30 minutes away because the first day we couldn't check into our Airbnb until 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yeah.
So we went to the slopes first. First thing that we did that day, we went to the slopes. So we were 30 minutes away from the slopes, and all we hear from the back is George's phone go, and then we all turn around. We're like, George, are you watching porn? Are you watching porn right now? And he was like, yeah, but but I'm not touching myself or anything. And we were like, okay.
It's still watching.
And then we were like, put it on the speaker. So the funny thing was is, when we showed up when we finally got to the slopes, none of us were ready. I was in like dress pants and a denim jacket, and everyone else is in like sweats and hoodies.
Yeah.
We show up to the slopes and we're like, it's like, okay, boys, like let's hit the slopes for a little bit before we go to the Airbnb, and everyone's like, yeah, let's do it. We didn't realize, and like after we got into the parking lot and we parked the car, we all look at each other and we're like, frig, bro, how are we gonna get ready? It's like, how are we gonna put all of our gear on? And then Christian just starts stripping down right there in the parking lot, starts getting ready, and then everyone followed suit. Everyone was just like, all right, screw it.
Yeah.
In the parking lot, it's like on the summit of the mountain, it was like 4 degrees. So during the day, it was like maybe 13, 14 degrees. 13, 14 degrees, there's 5 guys in the parking lot.
Yeah.
Borderline getting naked. And changing into our snow gear. So like first day we get up there, it's like we're going down the slopes. We sucked balls.
Yeah.
Christian was the only one that kind of knew. Christian and Keaton were the only ones that kind of knew what they were doing. The rest of us, god awful. We got on the slopes, went down like the easiest trail that they had. I'm talking wipeout after wipeout. It's like I had one time to where the front of my board went into the snow and I cartwheel fell.
Ugh.
So it was like all the way down the slope. Some dude like slides up to me. He's like, "Hey, you okay?" And I was like, "Yeah." I was like, my hands and face are freezing, but yeah, I'm fine. Like the first day we sucked. Poor Logan. The first day Logan was getting frustrated as mess. And you know Logan's getting frustrated when he doesn't say anything.
Yeah, like when he starts being quiet.
Yeah. So we're all like, towards the end of the first day on the slopes, the rest of us were getting the hang of it, and Logan wasn't. So the rest of us are getting the hang of it, and we're actually starting to have fun because we're not falling every 3 seconds. Logan, not having it.
No.
We're all at the bottom, like waiting in line for the ski lift to go back up, and we're all just talking, cutting up, having fun with each other. Logan, dead silent at the back of our group, and like Christian like nudges me, and he was like, bro, look at Logan. He's so freaking mad right now. I turn around and I start busting out laughing because Logan is sitting there just like, because the way that you walk around with the snowboard on is you have one boot in the binding and one boot free, so you can kind of like push it like a skateboard.
Yeah.
And he's just sitting there staring at his bindings, just like kicking his bindings, like not saying a word. We all start laughing. We're like, Logan, are you okay? And he was like, yeah, I'm fine. Very agitated.
Yeah.
It was so funny. So we stayed at the slopes for a couple hours before we went to the Airbnb. We got to the Airbnb at like 5. Check-in was at like 3. So we pull up to the Airbnb late, and it's already dark. Like the sun has already set up there. So we get there, we pull in. Like it's really cool. The first day we bought what they call the Twilight Pass. The Twilight Pass is you can skate from noon. Or you can skate. You can snowboard and ski from noon to 4:30. So we stayed from noon to 4:30, 30-minute drive to the Airbnb. We got there at 5, and then our pass was good for 6 o'clock to 11 o'clock.
Nice.
So like the nighttime ski was dope because no one was there. So like we basically had the slopes to ourselves that night, which was really cool. Very cold. Because at nighttime, when the sun goes down and it's 3 degrees on the entire mountain, very cold.
Yeah.
But it was fun. We got back, so we stayed until 11. We got back, like, we tried to go to a McDonald's, but it was closed. And Keaton was, like, banging on the window of the McDonald's, and he was like, God dang, McDonald's! He was like, I'm hungry. We're like, it's like a McDonald's connected to a gas station.
Oh, yeah.
So he's like banging on it. He's like, frick you, McDonald's! Frick you, McDonald's! He's like so pissed that the McDonald's is closed. I can't remember what we ended up doing for food that night. I think we got Subway.
Ugh.
I think no. Me, Logan, and George. No, me, Logan, and it was me, Logan, and George got Subway. Christian and Keaton got like this Chinese on a mountain in North Carolina.
Yeah, that's a pass for me.
I like when he walked in, Keaton walked in with his Chinese food, and we were like, dude, you are going to regret that later. And I'm talking, like Keaton loves soy sauce for some reason. I'm talking adores soy sauce. All right, we're sitting in the Subway eating. Like the Subway was right next to the Chinese place, so they get Chinese and they brought it over to the Subway. We're all sitting down in the booths, and then Keaton opens up his bag and he's like, "Yo, they did not give me enough soy sauce." And then Keaton goes, "George, go get me some soy sauce." George comes back with like his shirt, like puckered up like a kangaroo pouch full of soy sauce. And Keaton was like, "What the freak did you do?" And he was like, "I took the box of soy sauce and dumped it into my shirt and brought it back in here." So I'm talking, Keaton's got this mountain of soy sauce, and I was like, "You're not gonna have any chow mein by the end of that. It's just gonna be soy sauce." I was like, "It's gonna be leaking out of the bottom of that carton here in a minute." And so when we got to the Airbnb, it was when we got back to the Airbnb after the Twilight ski, it was like maybe 11:30 midnight. 11:30 midnight is like I had felt great up until this moment. I sat down on the couch in the Airbnb, which was like a weird futon kind of couch, to where like it folded out into a bed, but it was like different. So it was like a latch where you pull the back where you would sit forward, and then it goes click, and then it folds out into like this weird little bed. Like it folds back into a bed. Horrible design because the middle has no padding. So when you lay it down, the middle of the bed is just metal, like the metal mechanics of the futon. So like I was the first night, Logan and Keaton slept together. Christian slept by himself and George slept by himself. I was going to sleep in one of the master beds with George, but everyone else went to sleep before I did that night. So I sat there and I watched Markiplier play through the security breach. Yeah. I'm in the living room and I was like, man, it's already like 2 o'clock in the morning. It's like, I don't want to wake them up. I don't want to wake George up. So I folded out the couch. I slept on the couch that night. Keaton has pictures of me because I took a NyQuil at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, so you were out.
So I was gone. Whenever everyone else was waking up and like making a lot of noise, I was still out because like the NyQuil still hadn't worn off because I took it at 3 o'clock in the morning. Yeah. So I took that NyQuil at 3 o'clock in the morning. Keaton's got pictures of me like dead, passed out on this horrible futon couch and they were like messing with me, taking videos, like sticking stuff in my nose, and, like taking my clothes off. What? I mean, anyway, but they like we woke up that day. I think that day we didn't go to the slopes until like a little bit later because it snowed a lot. Like it snowed enough. Like the car that we took was only rear wheel drive, but it had like brand new tires, so it got around pretty well. Yeah. But it snowed the night before, and there was 3 inches of snow on the roads. So we were like, yeah, if we're gonna go today, we might just want to like wait a little bit for the snow to thaw. So that day, I think we all just like sat in. We watched One Punch Man. Nice. Yeah, we watched One Punch Man. Christian slept most of the time because unbeknown to us, Christian had developed COVID while we were on the trip, so that's why he was sleeping more than the rest of us because he was actually getting sick while we were there, and I was sick before we got there. So,
when does that place close? The slopes.
I think they're open all year round.
Really? Mm-hmm. It snows all year round?
Well, they have snow machines.
Oh, yeah.
Like massive, like these giant drum, like 50-gallon drum looking things that just constantly like shoot out snow. It's really cool.
Spring break.
Yeah. Second day we were there. Yeah. So I slept on that horrible couch. And then Christian walks in, and I was like, man, my back's kind of hurting from sleeping on that dumb little futon. And he was like, dude, my bedroom. He was like, because he had a twin bed, and it was like 2 bedrooms that had master beds, and then 1 bedroom that had a twin bed. Yeah. And Christian goes, there's a trundle that pulls out from under my twin bed. So, like, another twin bed pulls out from under his. And I was like, you little whore. It's like, why didn't you tell me that?
Why didn't you tell me that last night?
I was like, why didn't you tell me that last night when I was literally in here breaking my back on this dumb couch? And he was like, oh, I thought you knew. He was like, bro, you rented the Airbnb. I thought you knew. And I was like, yeah, you got me there. Yeah. Like, I did rent the Airbnb. But
did they have a place where you can, like, rent boards?
Oh, yeah. Me and George rented because the board that I bought ended up being too small for me. I couldn't use it. So I had to rent a board. Me and George rented board. Like, we rented the snowboard and the boots for 3 days for like $100.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, very cheap. Very cheap. The store that we went to was Extreme. It was really like right there at the base of the mountain. Just walk in. Hey, I need a board. They're like, all right, what's your height and weight? And then you tell them, you're like, all right, bet. Here's your board, $100. And we're like, bet. Slap a hundy on the counter. We dart off. But yeah, so like you can rent boards up there for $100, very cheap.
We should go over there for my spring break.
Let's do it.
I'm done.
Like, I'll go back. I loved it.
I wanted to go, and I would have if I wasn't sick.
The boys want to go. Like, after this trip, all the guys that we went with were like, "Yeah, we definitely need to do this again."
Make a new group chat. We'll talk about it.
Yeah, bet. Dude, no, I'm dead serious. Let's do it. When you go on spring break, let's go snowboarding again. Okay. When do you go on spring break?
It's like literally the beginning of spring.
Like April?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, April should be fine.
Yeah, because I'm out of school
in
May.
April, I might be making a trip. I might be making a trip to Florida if you would be interested. I don't know about making just vacation, just going down to Florida. My grandparents bought like a house in Fort Myers. So.
How long?
About a week. A week at like the end of April. Yeah, you gotta do some math in your head. But so yeah, no, seriously, like let's go. Like spring break when you go on spring break, let's go back to the mountain.
Because I'd love to go snowboarding. Although it might suck for me a little bit, just because now all you guys are gonna have a pretty good grasp, and I'm still gonna be wiping out.
So second day. The way that the trail hardnesses go is it's the bunny trail, the green circle, green square, blue square, blue diamond, black diamond.
So which one did y'all start on? The bunny?
We started off on the green.
Oh, okay.
We didn't do the bunny. We started off on the green one where you act like the bunny trail. You like unclip your bindings, walk to the top. Like that's how little the slope is.
Yeah.
You walk to the top of the bunny trail, and we were like, nah, frick that. It was like, we're taking the ski lift. We're going to the green circle. Green circle is like the second easiest. So we take the ski lift up. Second day, I don't know how he did it, but Christian talked us into going down the blue square, which is the third hardest trail on the mountain. So we're all standing at the bottom of the green circle, like next to the ski lifts, and Christian's like, guys, let's go down to the blue square. And Christian was like, I went down the blue square the first day, and like by accident. He was like, it's not that bad, I promise. And we're like,
So are there like jumps and stuff, or what makes it hard? Are there like obstacles?
No, there's jumps.
Oh, okay.
Like biggins. All right, you can avoid them. Like you can go around them, but there's like huge jumps.
Okay.
Huge for a beginner.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm like, okay, yeah. It's like I was like, fine. I told Christian, I was like, if you can convince Logan, because Logan was the one having like the toughest time.
Did he ever get the whole?
Oh yeah, no, he got the hang of it. He got the hang of it, like halfway through the second day. But he struggled the most. So I told Christian, I was like, if you can convince Logan to go down the blue square, I will, like, zero hesitation, I'll follow you up the mountain. And he was like, bet. Logan gets down. He's like, Logan, we're going on the blue square. And Logan was like, no, not a chance. And then Keaton comes down, and Christian was like, Keaton, we're going down the blue square. And Keaton's reaction also was, is Logan going? So George was down. Christian was like, yeah, we're going down the blue square. And George was like, all right, cool. So it took some convincing, but he finally convinced Logan to go. And when Logan was like, all right, fine, I was like, all right, let's make our way over to the blue square ski lift. We get over to the ski lift. I would literally shat my pants if I just saw the black diamond. I would shat my pants because we get on the ski lift for the blue square, and it takes us to the summit of the mountain. So I'm talking like it was like a 5 or 6 minute ski lift ride. Jeez. To get to the top of the mountain. I'm talking like when you're getting up to the top, you look down from the ski lift and it's a 100-foot drop. And like you're a pussy if you put the guard down. So.
Yeah.
So we're sitting there, and it's like this was at nighttime, so it's freezing cold. We get to the top of the mountain. It's literally like 2 degrees. at the summit at nighttime, and we get to the top, and I look over, like, we're all in a group right at the top because you have to you have to tighten your binding on your right foot before you start.
Yeah.
So we're all sitting there at the top of the mountain, the very top of the mountain. I'm strapping on my bindings, and I'm shaking. Not because I'm cold, because I'm terrified.
Yeah.
I'm sitting here. Christian was the only one on skis. So Christian looks at us. He's got his pylons in his hands, and he goes, "See you at the bottom," and just goes right off into the blue square. It leaves all of the snowboard guys, and we're sitting there. We're like, did he really just freaking leave us? It was like, are you kidding me?
Mm-hmm.
So all of us are like, all right, full send. We're like, let's do it. Full send. Me, Keaton, and Logan start going down. George was a little bit behind us. I'm talking it was the most fun I've ever had in my life.
Yeah.
Going down the blue square. Cause
Were you taking the jumps?
no.
Oh, okay.
No. By the second day, I had gotten enough to where I could maneuver the board pretty good.
It's just like swaying, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like you use your hips, your knees, and your ankles a lot more than you think you would. Even though your ankles are in like these freaking like shin high boots, and your ankles like don't move because like you don't want to freaking break your ankle going down. So your ankles don't move, but like you actually use your ankles a lot, like tilting the board and stuff. Like when you turn left, you have to lean back, and when you turn right, you have to lean forward.
Yeah.
Because if you turn right and you lean back, the front of your board will catch the snow and it'll go, and you'll just fall.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going down this. The first time it was terrifying. Also, so our bodies were hot from all of the physical movement that we're doing. So like we're all wearing waterproof gear, but our bodies are hot, and they had these giant. The snowmakers are constantly blowing at night.
Yeah.
So at nighttime, it's constantly throwing fresh powder onto the slopes. So our bodies were hot enough to melt the snow, but it was so cold that you would go through these tunnels of snow. It would melt onto your body, and then 3 seconds later, it would freeze because that's how cold it was. It would freeze onto all of your waterproof gear.
Mm.
So by the time you got to the bottom of the mountain, you were a walking ice. But yeah, like first time down the blue square, we all met up at the bottom, and I was like, "That was awesome." It was like I'm not going back to the green. It was like I'm doing this until we leave, because like it's like the first part of the blue square is almost borderline straight down, and you've got to the only scary thing about the blue square was like the experts going like 35 miles an hour by you. So like you're just like taking your time serpentining down the mountain, and then this douchebag that's been snowboarding his whole life goes right past you, and you're like, God dang it.
Yeah.
Scared the crap
Are there
out
like
of me.
trees and stuff, or is it just like...
No, it's not tree dodging.
Oh, I got you.
Tree dodging is something different that I want to try.
I don't.
I want to try tree dodging at some point.
Y'all would have to go down the green with me once or twice before I get it.
Like I would if we went back tonight, I would have to go down the green trail a little bit just to get the hang of it again, and then I would go down the blue square, and I would stay on the blue square. It's just so much fun. But the jumps are crazy.
I don't think I would be able to go and not hit at least one jump. Like I'd have to try, even if I like wipe out terribly.
The last night, George did this absolutely sick. That like we watched it happen, and we were like, "What the frick?" We were like, "How did you do that?" On one of the trails, there was like this like half pint curve that went around one of the poles for the ski lift. Oh. So it was scary to get to.
Yeah.
So like we all stayed away from it because we were like, "There's no freaking way I'm about to go and."
Dive
head first into the ski lift.
Yeah.
But George, like we're watching it happen, and George, he takes it. George takes this left, goes up. It's like a ramp almost, where it just kind of like a drainage tunnel, where it kind of comes up and then comes back down, like a rainbow. George hits this thing perfectly. First try, goes up. I'm talking like the back of his board comes up over the crest, throws snow up, and he comes back down, and all of us are like, what the frick did you just do? We were like, how did you do that? And he was like, I don't freaking know. He was like, I just did it. And we were like, bro, that was insane. Like that was sick. And George's philosophy was, if I'm going towards a tree or a pole, it is like, I'm just gonna fall. Like I'm gonna make myself fall that way I don't hit a tree. He said that so many times, and then every time you would see him go towards a tree, he would just turn away from it. And we were like, bro, what happened to the when in doubt, bail out?
Yeah.
And he was like, oh, I'm just like getting good at maneuvering the board. I don't feel like I have to fall. And I was like,
What was like the worst wipeout that one of you guys had?
oh my gosh, it was Logan's. Logan's first time. We all went down the blue square a couple times, but
Mhm.
Logan's second time down the blue square at the top of the mountain. The snow was getting so compacted that it was just turning into ice. It wasn't snow. It was just like hard, like knock on it
Yeah.
ice. Logan starts going down, and he said that this was the one that was the most painful for him. I'll tell you my worst wipeout here in a minute, but
Okay.
like Logan loses his balance and falls onto this ice straight onto his tailbone. I'm talking just wham! I watched it happen. I slide up to him and I'm like, bro, are you okay? And he was like,
You stop the boards by turning them sideways, right?
No, yeah, so to stop, you...
Because like your board's facing this way while you're going.
Yeah.
To stop, you turn it like that.
to stop, you turn it like that and you lean backwards.
Yeah.
If you're facing down, you
Mhm.
lean back. But if you're facing up, you actually lean forward. So like you turn the board and you put your toes up and you lean forward to stop. Anyway, so I was like, dude, that looked like it hurt. And he was like, yep, yeah, it really hurt. And my worst wipeout was on the first day, going down the bunny trail. I didn't know how to regulate my speed on the first day.
How do you regulate your speed?
You have to to regulate your speed. You kind of like tilt your board a little bit to where it's not like just gliding, to where you tilt your board a little bit to where it's grabbing a little bit of the snow to control your speed.
Gotcha.
I didn't know how to do that the first day.
Mhm.
So the first day, I basically full sent it off the top of the green circle, and Keaton had gone once before us. So I passed Keaton going like 25 miles an hour, and I can hear him yelling at me. He was like, "Is this your first time?" And I was like, "Yeah. How do you slow down?" And then, but by the time probably by the time he heard me say, "How do you slow down?" I was already halfway down the freaking slopes.
Yeah.
And like I was hauling tail, didn't know how to slow down. I was going straight. The front of my board, like the tongue of my board, catches the snow.
How'd you
throws
manage
me.
that?
I have no clue.
Okay.
I don't know how the tongue of my board caught the snow. Tongue of my board catches the snow, and it wasn't like a cartwheel. It was like it stuck into the ground, and your feet are like
On the board.
hardcore strapped into this thing. Your feet aren't coming out.
Yeah.
So it stops in. The board stops moving, but my body doesn't. Board stops moving. It throws me forward. I thought I dislocated both of my knees. So like it like yanks my knees, like pulls my foot away from my body, pulls both of my feet away from my body. Like it goes yank. So like I hit the ground. It pulls the board out of the snow, and then it literally looked like if you take like a domino and stand it straight up and then like flip it over itself a couple times. That's literally what I looked like going like 20 miles an hour. It was like wham, literally felt like it broke my knees and just go all the way down. And I got to the bottom and I was like, holy crap. I was like, George slides up next to me. He was like, dude, you look like you just died. I was like, are you okay? And I was like, surprisingly, yeah, I think I'm fine.
So are snowboarding wipeouts the kind of pain where like it hurts and then you're just like,
yeah,
I could do it again?
Yeah, you sit for a second, like after you wipe out, you sit for a second, you're like, God, that really freaking hurt. And then you're like, yeah, let's go.
Okay.
Like, the weirdest thing, I thought that my legs and my calves were going to be the sorest part of my body, but on the first day, I fell so much. And like after that really first bad one, like you learn how to fall.
Yeah.
So like after you have a really bad one, you're like, yeah, I'm not falling like that again. If I'm gonna fall like this. That way I don't hurt myself really bad. So the only thing that was sore on me was my triceps. This is because after that first bad fall, whenever I would fall, I would tuck my arm in and like fall onto my shoulders.
Yeah.
And I would fall onto my shoulders and then like kind of slide. That way the board wasn't rolling with me. So like first day we get back, I go to take off my undershirt, and I was like, oh my God, I can barely move my arms right now. Like my arms are so freaking sore from how many times I fell.
Sounds like a lot of fun.
Dude, you gotta come, dude. It was so much fun.
I told you, if you make that group chat and we can get everybody down for a spring break, I'll go.
After that trip, we were in the car, like on the way home, like everyone in the car, me, Christian, Logan, Keaton, George, we're all on our phones like buying top tier snowboarding gear. Like
Yeah.
we wanted to do a group. We wanted to do a group outfit, and Christian found one that's like dinosaurs. So it's like there's a red one, a green one, a blue one, a purple one, like a yellow one, like dinosaur full like waterproof get up ski gear, and all of us are like, yeah, we're buying those. So like we're all trying to like literally after this one time, all of us are like, yeah, I can see us doing this multiple times a year.
Yeah. Plus, I think me and George will get spring break at the same time,
I think so.
so we could be able to work that.
Yeah.
That would be a lot.
I don't know if the only like our Airbnb was great.
Uh-huh.
The only bad thing about our Airbnb was the hot water.
Ooh.
So there was an 80-gallon jacuzzi tub, and then
Nice.
very nice, and then like a stand-up shower.
Mhm.
Right. First night we get back, Keaton's like, all right, I call shower first, and we're like, all right, that's cool. It's like, and then so Keaton jumps in the shower, and then Logan's like, I'm gonna make a bath. And I was like, I don't blame you, dude. That 80-gallon jacuzzi tub looks nice.
Yeah.
So Logan starts running this bath. He's sitting in it while it's filling up. So he's naked, sitting in the tub while it's filling up. And the way that this Airbnb was, is to get to Christian's room, you had to walk through the bathroom where the jacuzzi tub was. So where me and Christian were sleeping, we had to walk through the bathroom several times and just saw Logan taking a bath.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's Logan.
Yeah, I mean, it's Logan. So the doors were open like almost all the time. So we're like me, Christian, and George are sitting in the living room. So it's like the living room, and then like if you were sitting on the couch, you could see the TV, and the door for the bathroom that Logan was in was right next to the TV, next to the living room. So we're sitting on the couch. We can still see Logan in the bathtub. And like we're watching like just stupid stuff on YouTube and crap like that. And then we hear Keaton get out of the shower. He throws the door open from the other bathroom. He was like, y'all are gonna have to wait a little bit. And we were like, why? And he was like, I just took the most ice cold shower I've ever taken in my entire life. And then we just hear Logan laughing from the other room. And Keaton walks in. He was like, are you kidding me? He's like, is this why I didn't have hot water? And you're running an 80-gallon bath? And Logan is just cheesing. He's laughing. He was like, that was the coldest shower I've ever taken in my entire life. He was like, screw you, Logan. Logan's just laughing. He's got bubbles all around him. Oh, it was so funny. Good. And then like it was a running joke for the rest of the trip. Anytime someone would go take a shower, we'd be like, all right, I'm going to go make a bath. And they'd be like, don't you freaking dare. He was like, if you make a bath, I'm coming out and I'm freaking having sex with you. It was, but yeah, that was the only, like, if we do go again, I'll probably try to find a nicer Airbnb. Not that the one that we stayed at wasn't nice, but I'll try to find a nicer one. Yeah. More guys, we can have a nicer Airbnb. The first one that I looked at had a sauna, right? Nice. A built-in sauna, but we didn't get it because I didn't get all the guys together soon enough, and it was. Yeah, take a wild guess of how much money it was per night to stay at the one with the sauna. It could hold 8 people. Like, there were 8 beds that people could sleep in, and it had a sauna built onto it. How much a night do you think it was?
$230.
Lower.
2.
Lower.
150.
Lower.
1.
Lower.
98.
93. It was $93 a night. For 8 people and a sauna. And we almost got it, but we were like a couple days short. And I was like, dang.
We should try and get that one then for spring break.
Yeah.
Imagine coming off the slopes and going straight to a sauna.
Oh my God. That's what my first thought was. I was like, after an entire day freezing our butts off on the slopes, we come back to the Airbnb, we all get down into nothing but towels and chill in a sauna. It's like, that sounds like heaven on earth.
That's boys trips to the max.
Yeah, a sauna. Yeah. All right. Like, the next Airbnb that I rent, there is either going to be a sauna or a hot tub. It's got to be one of the two.
Hot tub.
It's like, we were kind of disappointed that ours didn't have a hot tub, but you know, the bathtub.
Yeah,
the jacuzzi tub made up for it.
Yeah.
But we were really depressed that we didn't have a freaking hot tub or the sauna. The sauna would have been so sick.
We got to try and get that for spring break.
Yeah, like $93 a night for a sauna. You can't freaking beat that.
Yeah, that's wild.
And it's in Linville, which is like 15 minutes away from the slopes.
Heck yeah.
I think the one that we stayed in was like 20 minutes from the slopes.
And I think spring break is like 5 days, so we could even do it like longer.
Oh yeah.
Like we wouldn't even have like the first day we could just get all settled in, and then we'd still have 4 days on the slopes.
Yeah. Oh Lord, but it was a great trip. I was gonna video it and put it as the first vlog on the channel, but I was like, you know what, I'm gonna enjoy this one and just tell the story later. But
you should buy a GoPro mount on
I
your helmet or something.
That's exactly what we're doing. Like we're all buying GoPros, we're all buying like top tier snowboarding gear so that we can like next time we go, we can have like footage of everything that we do. And dude, stuff at the Airbnb was so hectic. Like George was almost never wearing clothes.
Oh yeah,
at the
I don't
Airbnb.
doubt it.
He was like literally in the living room where I have my Xbox set up. I forget what they were playing. Oh, I had Black Ops 2 Zombies pulled up on the living room TV. George sitting on the couch in between Logan and Christian, butt naked. The only thing that he was wearing was a beanie and socks. I'm talking,
that's the way to do it.
I'm talking beanie, socks, glory hanging out. And he's like, hey, man. And I was like, hey, don't rub your junk on my controller. That is the only stipulation I had. I was like, don't rub your junk on my controller. He was like, no, it's fine. I've got my hand over top of it. And I was like, yeah, you're good.
Yeah. This
whole episode was basically just me talking. I hope you enjoyed the stories, though.
I did. It was fun. I can't wait to go.
This has to be episode 13 or 14. It's got to be one of the two.
I feel like we're higher than that, but it might be because we do have some episodes that we haven't or aren't going to post.
Yeah. Anyway, guys,
it's been real.
It's been fun,
but it ain't been real fun.
Guys, thank you for tuning in to the No Dumping Podcast. We will catch you guys next week.